Thursday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back down to my ever-growing library. And I made purchases again. So this is going to be my March book haul. And I told myself I really wasn't going to get any books this month, but I did. Yeah. So all of these books are from Barnes & Noble, and I have all sorts of different genres. I have like horror, nonfiction, and there's a couple lit fics in here. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with my hardcover editions here. That first book I want to show off is Burn the Negative by Josh Winning. And I'm going to read the synopsis for here. It says, some remakes aren't just a bad idea, they're deadly. Arriving in LA to visit the set of a new streaming horror series, journalist Laura Warren witnesses a man jumping from a bridge, landing right behind her car. Here we go, she thinks it's started, because the series she's reporting on is a remake of a 90s horror flick, a cursed 90s horror flick, that she starred in as a child and has been running from her whole life. In the guest house, Laura played the little girl with the terrifying gift of telling people how the Needle Man would kill them. At the rate of the cast and crew died in ways that eerily mirrored the movie's on-screen deaths, the film became a cult classic and ruined her life. Leaving it behind, Laura changed her name and her accent, dyed her hair, and moved across the Atlantic. But some scripts don't want to stay buried. Now as the body count rises again, Laura finds herself on the run with her aspiring actress sister and a jaded psychic, hoping to end the curse once and for all and to stay out of the Needle Man's lethal reach. So, this one sounded pretty good, and I'm all for it. That is Burn the Negative. Followed by a much different book. This is called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. And this is about a little boy coping with his grandpa's dementia. So, gonna be very, very sad stuff. This is only 76 pages, so it's got a pack a punch, but it is very, very short. So, yeah. That title. Next. Kind of an impulse buy because I do have some Edgar Allan Poe stories, so why not? H.P. Lovecraft, Tales of Horror. And this collects The Call of Cthulhu, The Color Out of Space, The Haunter of the Dark, The Whisperer in Darkness, The Dunwich Horror, The Thing on the Doorstep, and that's it. So there's 6 stories in here, and they are novella length. So I guess I'll probably get into Lovecraft one of these days. Some cool illustrations, and yeah. Very prolific horror writer. So I definitely had to pick this up. That is H.P. Lovecraft, Tales of Horror. followed by a very brand new release that I think released earlier this month. This is Murder Road by Simone St. James. And I have a couple of her books. I only read The Broken Girls, but that was on Audible, but maybe I might get into some Simone St. James one of these days. But this synopsis really made me interested in getting this, because this is about a couple who come across this hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker claims that they killed her. So they take the hitchhiker to the hospital and things go awry. I am definitely looking forward to reading this because it is definitely horror for me. So that is Murder Road. Next is going to be a nonfiction, Nightmare Fuel, The Science of Horror Films by Nina Nassif. And this covers like everything you need to know about what it takes to make a horror film. It goes into like sound effects, computer work, and just anything. This was really up my alley, and I would definitely like to read this at some point. But that is Nightmare Fuel, The Science of Horror Films. That's all I got for the hardcovers. Now I got a couple paperbacks here. That first one is a classic that I'm sure like everybody in high school read, but I never read it. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. Yeah, I actually got this now. This is a science fiction novel that deals with like this man with like a very low IQ, and there is a mouse that helps him out, I think. So I really don't know much about this, but I'm going to read the synopsis here. Charlie Gordon is about to embark upon an unprecedented journey. Born with an unusually low IQ, he has been chosen as the perfect subject for an experimental surgery that researchers hope will increase his intelligence. A procedure that has already been highly successful when tested on a lab mouse named Algernon. As the treatment takes effect, Charlie's intelligence expands until it surpasses that of the doctors who engineered his metamorphosis. The experiment appears to be a scientific breakthrough of paramount importance until Algernon suddenly deteriorates. Will the same happen to Charlie? Well, that got dark. So, I'm hearing that this is very, very sad, but it is a classic, and it actually came out in 1966. Yeah. Well, technically 1959. So yeah, it definitely is a classic. But I'm interested in this when I am in that mood, I guess. But that is Flowers for Algernon. Followed by another nonfiction. This is Hell's Angels, A Strange and Terrible Saga by Hunter S. Thompson. And this is all about the Hell's Angels. They were a biker gang all throughout the 60s in California, and they helped out with like concert security and just mayhem. This is definitely up my alley, and I would definitely love to read this at some time. But that is Hell's Angels. See if I got any pictures here. I do not. No, well. But there's that. And I'm just on the nonfiction train this month. I got another one here. This is called Nerd. Adventures in Fandom from This Universe to the Multiverse by Maya Phillips. And this is all just about popular culture and superheroes, Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, you name it. And this is definitely up my alley, and it will definitely make me want to read it. So yeah, that's that. And the final book is Snow by Ronald Malfi. This is a novella, and this goes to 201. So obviously it's a snowy horror novel, but I'm going to go ahead and read the back of it. They come in with the snow. They are the snow. The blizzard begins pummeling the Midwest on Christmas Eve, leaving hundreds of passengers stranded at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Todd Curry doesn't need another reason to disappoint his son, so he joins 3 other people in renting the last 4-wheel drive available, and they set out into the blinding snow. Only 2 hours into the treacherous trip west, Todd swerves to avoid a man in the middle of the highway. The stranger claims his daughter is lost somewhere out in the snow. Though his odd demeanor and ripped clothes make Todd and his group uneasy, they agree to take the man to the nearest town, if the now damaged car can make it. What awaits them at the next exit, however, is nothing they could have imagined. Around an empty town square, fires burn, cars are abandoned, storefronts are smashed, and there is no one to be seen, for now. But soon the shadows lurking on the edges of their vision will step into the light, and Todd and his fellow travelers will find themselves facing a sharp side evil shaped from the snow, tearing its way into human form and taking the neighborhood by storm. So this one sounds like a very fun creature feature, and definitely need to get into more Ronald Malfi this year. And that's going to do it for my March book haul. So, not too much. I'm trying to keep it that way. But hope you guys enjoyed. And literally right after this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my April TBR, or whatever the hell I want to read. So stay tuned for that. And tomorrow I'm going to go see Godzilla Kong the New Empire and give you guys a dual review on that and Godzilla vs. Kong. And then we just have the movies I watched in March and my March book wrap up. I'm in the middle of 2 books and I'm almost done with them. So once I finish them, you'll definitely see that video. But that's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in a minute for my April possibilities. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see you guys in a minute. Adios. Peace.